As the trial of Gwyneth Paltrow versus Terry Sanderson entered its sixth day, the anticipation in the courtroom was palpable. All eyes were fixed on the Hollywood star as she took to the witness stand to testify about the ski crash. Join Facts First as we delve into the later developments of this high-profile case that ended in a surprising fashion. How it started. Actress Gwyneth Paltrow found herself embroiled in a legal battle with retired optometrist Terry Sanderson over a skiing accident that happened in February 2016 at Deer Valley Resort. Sanderson filed a lawsuit against Paltrow in January of 2019, alleging she collided with him from behind while skiing with an instructor on a beginner-level slope. He also claimed the ski instructor filed a misleading report that exonerated Paltrow of causing the collision, which he contested. Paltrow's representative has been vehemently denying these accusations, calling the lawsuit completely without merit. Paltrow filed a countersuit a month after the incident, alleging that Sanderson was the one who hit her from behind, and he was trying to take advantage of her celebrity status and wealth. The lawsuit initially sought damages of $3.1 million, but a judge later ruled Sanderson could only sue for $300,000. Meanwhile, Paltrow is countersuing for $1 and attorney fees. Nevertheless, the case has garnered significant media attention. The trial began March 21, 2023, with opening statements from lawyers on both sides. The crux of the matter is whether Paltrow or Sanderson had the right of way while skiing. Ski etiquette dictates that the skier further down the mountain has the right of way, but both sides claim they were the downhill skier. Sanderson's attorney, Lawrence Bueller, informed jurors it was the responsibility of skiers to yield the right of way to skiers below them. He also added that this was common knowledge among skiers. Meanwhile, Paltrow's lawyer, Stephen Owens, contended that while skiing, the actress noticed two skis appearing between her skis and a man coming up closely behind her. This led Paltrow to believe she was being attacked during the incident. Before the jury was sworn in, Judge Kent Holmberg established that the jury would not hear arguments concerning Sanderson's claim of a hit and run in the original lawsuit. The trial proved Gwyneth Paltrow is hilariously rich. The skiing accident that happened at Deer Valley's Bandana Beginner Slope took a backseat to a more significant story, Gwyneth Paltrow's testimony during cross-examination. Paltrow was accused by Sanderson and his legal team of being an out-of-touch celebrity who used ski professionals to cover up her recklessness. Her responses drew scrutiny for their frankness and honesty. Her responses about her life in the skiing accident surprised a lot of people. There was an expectation she would attempt to come off as a more relatable, sympathetic character, but she chose to respond candidly. Her frankness served as a stark reminder that celebrities aren't like most people, despite what we might hear on social media. When asked by Sanderson's attorney, Kristen Van Orman, about how the collision affected her, Paltrow responded with a deadpan expression, saying she lost half a day of skiing. For Sanderson, the impact was much more severe, as he claimed serious bodily harm and a traumatic brain injury, which he believes has altered the trajectory of his life. Van Orman questioned Paltrow about her symbolic $1 damages claim, which mirrors a similar case that Taylor Swift won in 2017. Van Orman asked whether the gesture was because Paltrow was friends with Swift, which led to objections from Paltrow's lawyer. But the question was allowed, and Paltrow responded that while they were friendly, they don't talk often and she wouldn't consider them good friends. During the cross-examination, Sanderson's attorney posed a question to Paltrow that drew the most attention. He asked Paltrow whether she yelled at Sanderson when he was lying on the ground, to which Paltrow responded with a straight face that he skied directly into her back. She continued to explain she was yelling at him, with her face sharpening at the word yelling. Van Orman later delved into Paltrow's physical appearance, asking about her height. Sanderson's attorney initially described the actress as small but mighty, but later corrected herself by stating Paltrow was not that small. The comment, coupled with Paltrow's chuckle through pursed lips, added another layer of intrigue to the high-profile case. It's important to note that Paltrow's slender figure has been discussed in the media, and this remark served to stoke the flames. The answers provided by Paltrow raised the question of how much the case was worth to her. The $300,000 Sanderson was asking for is certainly a drop in the bucket for an actress who owns a lifestyle brand, Goop, worth an estimated $250 million, and her fashion choices during the trial only served to emphasize her status as an A-lister. She dressed to impress in a chic ski outfit consisting of a chunky white turtleneck, a double-breasted gray suit, and a black collared top with subtle puffed sleeves. Her attire screamed glamour and luxury. Who skied into who? The trial was a legal battle between Paltrow and Terry Sanderson to determine who hit whom on the slopes of the Deer Valley Ski Resort February 26, 2016. Sanderson and Paltrow both claimed the other skier crashed into their back and that they were further down the slope. But the physical reality means that one of them has to be lying. Sanderson's lawsuit alleged that Paltrow was skiing, quote, out of control and slammed into him, causing 4 broken ribs, a brain injury, and other severe injuries. His legal team claims Paltrow committed hit and run by speeding off after the incident and that her ski instructor, Eric Christensen, filed a false report about what happened. In his opening statement, Sanderson's lawyer, Lawrence Bueller, described his client as charming and outgoing before the crash. Since then, he's been a different person, no longer exhibiting previous character traits. Paltrow's lawyers filed a countersuit claiming Sanderson hit her from behind while skiing on an easier slope called the Bandana around 11:55 a.m. that day. Paltrow said she did not see or hear him coming, and Sanderson explained he had not seen her while skiing. After the crash, which Paltrow described as a full-body impact, she quit skiing for the day, even though it was still morning. The incident report filed by Christensen states that Sanderson claimed that Paltrow appeared right in front of him, and he apologized for the collision. Moreover, Craig Roman, a member of Sanderson's ski group, testified Sanderson told him he was fine after the incident. The real point of contention is which party was downhill, as per the safety code of the National Ski Areas Association. The code dictates people downhill have the right of way, and the person uphill must avoid them. The legal battle boiled down to a matter of principle, with Paltrow countersuing for $1 and seeking to cover her legal fees. The trial featured around 20 witnesses, including medical experts and Paltrow's children, Apple and Moses. Testimonies from Paltrow's children. On the 6th day of the trial, lawyers read out the verbatim depositions of Paltrow's children, daughter Apple and son Moses. Although they were ready to testify, lawyers decided to admit the portions read aloud into evidence due to scheduling conflicts and a time crunch. Apple's deposition said that she did not see the collision take place, but heard a woman scream behind her. She noticed her mother's shocked demeanor and asked what happened. In response, Paltrow allegedly said, "This a-hole ran into me. He ran right into my back." Apple described the motion her mother made to illustrate how the collision occurred and how both skiers went down. As you may already know, the trial's verdict went in favor of Gwyneth Paltrow. She was not required to pay the $300,000 to Sanderson as he'd hoped, and he has to pay her attorney's fees and $1 over to the famous actress. Now it's time to hear from you. Did you watch any of the clips from the trial? Let us know in the comments section below.